All right, good evening, folks. Get this stream started. Going to start tonight out trying to do a little more carp fishing over at Bear Lake once again. See if we have better luck. I'm going to try using a different rig than I was using last time. Snowman rig. Suggested that I try using classic hair rig, so if that does the trick. Spot right over here. And get all these rods set up. Have one of the cats up here making a fuss, so if you hear any strange walls in the background, that would be. Not take the line off. Let's see. Leader's still on there, so that's good. Leader. The one. You seem to be seeing the fishing line. Very unusual. Okay, let's put the Titan on here. That. Oh, I put the wrong reel on. So now those are set up. Let me go ahead and change the rig types out to classic hair rig. These don't have a slingshot, but I'm going to try to throw some carp bait out there. Rick. I'm actually going to keep this one on the snowman rig just to give it a shot. And get the scopic on 1, 3. We'll scoop the blood worms in between some regular carp mix out there. Quality one, so I'll in for 4. These all set up and ready to go. Friction break up. Line clip at 2. Three. Hey, 8. How you been? Doing any Diablo 4 yet? Yeah, giving the spot's supposed to be pretty hot for carp, so I'm giving I didn't have any luck with it the other day, but giving it another try just for a short break from the trolling. We'll throw this all the way out there. Still not quite far enough. All right. Good luck. I hear you. How you liking it so far? I heard the launch was pretty smooth, which is good. I know a lot of people were concerned that the amount of people hopping on the servers, they wouldn't be able to handle it. But it sounds like they were well prepared. Whatever's on this worm is not sure if it wants it or not. Very nice. As high as the demand was for it, I am glad to hear that Blizzard pulled off a successful, smooth launch. Certainly rare for something with that big of an audience to happen. Which you playing the sorcerer? I think you mentioned was what you were going to play, or is going with a different class right now? Mirror Carp is the first fish of the night. I got something over here. Yep. A little crucian carp. Yep. Druid right now. Did you are you a big player of the older Diablos as well? I played a lot of monk class in Diablo 3, Diablo 2, did Necromancer and Paladin mostly. Chub. Oh, and at some point I should be getting one of the last two pieces of equipment I've been waiting on to get the live cam set up. So hopefully the other piece is supposed to be in Sunday. So starting next week, I should be able to incorporate the live cam streams. I'll mess with the overlays to get back to a full screen situation. Demon Hunter. It was a fun class. For hardcore Diablo 3, I actually played Crusader up until like the Paragon level 600. Fun. Perch. I'm glad that Diablo 4 Blizzard learned its lesson from the auction house fiasco from Diablo 3's launch. Pretty cool to see the action RPG genre as a whole has been getting a lot of resurgence lately with that. I think Path of Exile 2 is supposed to come out later this year. You got the Last Epoch that came out, or I think is in beta right now, something like that. Always fun to see little old loot crawling games to be on the forefront of the game libraries. Still not getting a whole lot of a bite rate on the bottom rigs, so was my concern last time. I think because I don't have proper red camo leaders, it's a major part of the issue, and also I don't have a bait slingshot to get the ground baits out far enough. I've been missing some carp fishing though, but with this bite rate, I'll try it a little bit longer. If it doesn't pick up for too long, I'll probably head back to Volkov, go after some more pike and salmon. Hopefully not another giant catfish. As soon as my current priority listing as far as purchases go, I'm working towards the HSV, and then I want to put together a couple Bolognese rod setups for trying out the Donetsky River. Tversky Donetsk River, sorry. And then I need to get the multi-tool my own leads. I've seen other people have been getting really good bite rate out here with essentially the exact same setup I'm using, other than they have the red camo leaders and slightly higher tier rig setup than I can get. Yeah, it's weird with like carp fishing. I think is done really well in this game, but the amount of things you need for it is definitely like up there. You got to get all the ground baits. You got to get something to then the ground baits in certain scenarios. All the different rig components. Rods are expensive. The reels are expensive, and I think it's one of those things where once you have the setups, it's really profitable. But until you have those setups, like trolling just makes so much more silver that you kind of can't effectively level with bottom fishing. Or at least not carp fishing. I guess you can bottom fish for like bream and rough and stuff like that, but larger fish, it's just got such a high upfront cost. Float rods at least getting a decent bite rate, but those carp rods are doing nothing for me right now. A float fishing skill game. I'm gonna try bringing them in a little bit closer. Just put them right on top of the weed patch where where I did actually throw some ground baits and see if I have better luck there. Wish that if you're using a feeder rod or a float Bolognese rod type of deal, you just default to 50 retrieve speed. It's not like you're going to be trying to do any slower when you are reeling. Finally, something going after the feeder rods here. Hopefully, it's a little bigger than that first mirror carp we caught. Maybe it's just teasing it. What level have you gotten up to on Diablo 4 so far? I know there's a race to 100 going on right now with a lot of the streamers. Like a tiny little grass carp. Yep, grass carp. Almost looked like a black carp for a second there. Over 2 kilos. Pathetic. It's a little bit longer, and if it doesn't pick up, head back to the old Volkov. Going after the foot rod again. Go. Crucian. Hey, another float fishing skill game. Slowly working my way up to those match rods. This is definitely a very slow bite rate. Try ground bait just in case. Go. Crucians are definitely active. I do wish they'd add a cafe to Bear Lake. Uh, Look, even you little fish. The Crucian. So give it 15 more minutes. If I don't get a decent carp by then, it's Volkov time. Maybe Quarry. What do you think? Quarry or Volkov? I might even make it 15 minutes. I might make it 10 more minutes if this doesn't pick up. I think that's the worst part about my luck out here right now is that the bite rate is terrible, but also so far when I do get a carp on, it's just a little tiny one. They're barely worth as much as the bait cost. And hitting sounds like a good time to scoop some bait. How they get you? Got any nice legendary items yet? That was one thing people were wondering to see what because I guess the betas had boosted the legendary drop rate, so people weren't sure what to expect with the full release. So, be a good carp. Be a little tiny 2 or 3 kilo. Scott can't. Oh, I missed whatever that was. Oh, probably just a little tiny crucian anyways. On, take the hook. So, yeah, it's got a little bit of heft to it, possibly. Yeah, maybe not. A little tiny grass carp. 4.3 kilo. Well, at least it should pay for the bait. About it. Now it's on some snowman rig, so far the snowman seems to be doing better than the classic hair rig. Now we wait again. I also just feel like Bear Lake is similar to Belaya for me. I just have terrible luck at both of them. Good old Berg, I can just catch things left and right. Nice. Yeah, a buddy of mine was playing today and had dinner with him, and I guess he made a legendary ring already. Barbarian. The first time I came out here to bear was actually pretty good. I had a lot of, I actually had a pretty good bite rate and was getting regularly getting at least 5 kilo carp. 3 times since then, it's been about like this. Usually, actually worse than this. I've one time I was out here for like 30 minutes and get a single bite. Take the hook, little fish. Yeah, little roach. Did something actually take this line? Changed its mind. Oh well. It's another 5 or 6 minutes, and if you don't land a large carp in that time, I will switch to trolling for your Volkov. Yeah, bite rate for, it seems like it's everywhere I've gone this week. It's been like strangely atypical from what I've been used to. It'd be one day it'll have really good bite rate, then the next day it'll just be nothing. That's like end game day. I was at Volcom the other day. First day out there, I was just catching things left and right. Then the next day, I caught like 3 fish total, and very spotty like that. They're roach, and let's see, check again. I still it seems like something is just taking that line and then spitting it out. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, Volk's been like it's been really spotty like that for me. Like I said, the one day it was just back to back, especially pike. Like pretty much as soon as I reel one line in, I'd be reeling in the next line with another pike on. Not much in the way of salmon, but I also got a lot of multiple asp over 5 kilos, so it's profitable. But then the next day it was like 4 fish total. Getting so close to being able to get out back out there to the sea. The trick is you need to just get your all of your XP from bleak. Must be a tiny fish on here right now. Okay, so I get a conclusion on this setup. Terrible. All right, I think I want to pack these up and switch to trolling because this bite rate is worthless. Let's see how much money I made from this. I'm betting it's not even over 10 silver. And that bait I was using is pretty expensive. I mean, I've got on the snowman rig this one. One cast right there is probably over 1 silver worth of bait. Available. It's a hefty bit of XP there. Okay, well, I almost made 20 silver. Ooh, boy. Big money. Did that at least pay for the trip here? Yeah, barely. Cost 14 silver to come out here. I'll go with my usual strategy for Volkov and try 3 different color snatchers to see which one's doing the best. A judgment call from there. Let's see, what do I have as far as boat tickets? I've got category B. And I need to keep my wheels in line. Looking forward to the day in the distant future when I have enough reels to have a full setup for both trolling and bottom fishing without having to change all this out each time. Especially for like out here on Volcod, being able to like just switch to bottom feeding, feeder fishing at nighttime without having to go through this. Oh, nice. I haven't. Yama's one that I was actually mentioning on a stream earlier this week. I don't hear people talk about very often. Let's get the reels set back up on here. Pulling. Okay, so we've got the white snatcher on line 1. Clip set up on here. blue snatcher on this one. And for line in hand, we'll go ahead and switch to the orange snatcher. Fortunately, I'm getting over here pretty much right at sunset, so probably a boring start to the trolling here. You know any spots around these islands that are good for like float fishing at night? I can just hit one of those up until the sun comes up. Hey, we got something. Of course, it's on the Adriatica to start things off. Please don't be a catfish. Just go up to the reeds. Worth a shot. I think there's eel in here, so maybe I'll throw some pieces of fish on and try doing some eel fishing with my telescopic. Alright, what we got here? Seems to be pretty much dead weight, whatever it is. Sounds like there's something on one of the other lines as well. Oh, it's a big Xander. Nice. 3.3 kilo Xander to start things off. Take that. Here we've got... seen a pike, probably. Yep. 1.5 kilo pike. Dude, that Xander's probably worth as much as we made that whole time over at Bear Lake. Okay, so that's what I'll do. I'll troll over to this little strait that's got a bunch of weeds and stuff in it and try float fishing in there until the sun comes back up. Last hot cake. I can definitely tell a lot of people are on the Diablo and whatnot, because even the M-Dog in-game chat is unusually quiet for a Friday night. Here. Yet again, something on the Adriatica. Best reel. I need to just give up the HSV dream and just get like 6 Adriaticas. It's the reel that never gives up. Apparently it's the only one that ever actually catches anything. We have another big Xander on here. Ooh, yep, looks like it. Looks like a really big Xander, actually. So it looks like orange snatchers are a good lure for Xander right now. Should have thought to check the cafe order before coming out. Try and cool off. They like those. They like to make it hard on us. Get the going with the smaller reel. I almost feel like the Titan reel. I'm thinking about upgrading the grease on that one because the I do see it get hot pretty frequently in the larger fights. So I might try some of that generic grease on there to improve that situation. All right, get up here, Xander. Ooh, 4.3 kilo Xander. What is the trophy on those? Can't be far off. Yeah, between those two Xander, we've definitely already made more than we made that entire time at Bear Lake. I think kilo was a trophy. I imagine it's probably like 7 kilo or something like that. They weren't so expensive. I'd pick up 2 more orange snatchers and 2 more white snatchers to go along with my 3 blues. So when I find whichever one is being the most active, I can just put on all 3 lines. Anyone surpassed my catfish out here yet? Let's see this regional Volkov River. Nope, still holding strong there at 3rd place on the water body records. There's something on the white snatcher. That. Oh. I mean, whatever it is. Tiny asp. Eight kilo is the trophy. So I guess 5 kilos not super impressive, but there should be worth some decent silver. After this straight here, this is where I may try a little bit of float fishing while the nighttime. Switch over to do. Let's see. Let's patch right up here. So if you get off of the boat on an island like this, does the boat time on your ticket still run while you're disembarked, or does it pause the time? Is about 1/2 meters deep, so get this on, set up. Depth at like 60 centimeters. This does still run the clock out. Oh well, unavoidable, I guess. More current than I thought it did. I don't know if this will actually catch anything, but it's worth a shot. Pulling at nighttime, not very fruitful either. And then I'm not even sure how likely a real or an eel is to go after a scopic setup like this. A little bit centimeter. Be too deep. Uh, bottom 5. Full attention. It's such a pain in the butt to try to figure out the depth of these errors without trial and error. There we go. Left, right. Believe that it's an eel on there. So Diablo 4's got like world bosses or something in it now, right? Where you can come across them in the overworld and team up with other players randomly to take them on. Saw something about that. Pretty neat feature, if so. Oh, it was worth a try. Back to trolling. The sun's coming up. I've sort of kept up with the bits and pieces of the news on Diablo 4. One day I might play it. I spent hundreds of hours on Path of Exile a few months ago, so my action RPG cravings are a little bit satiated for now. But it's definitely got some neat new features it's bringing to the table. Those world bosses being from the White Snatcher already. For the little Xander. Seems like the Xanders are biting pretty heavily. Appeared between the two islands, see if anything's sitting there. Now I'll go down to the 8 and 10 hole where I usually have good luck with. Yeah, it'd be cool to see all the random other players playing. It's just not like hardcore PvP like the old days. And the storyline's basically a continuation of 3 with Lilith being let out on unleashed on the world, right? Usually around here, so I would expect to start getting some hits. Yeah. I've also heard the butcher in this iteration is a pretty tough fight. Good to see him get some much deserved respect, being one of the early game bosses that has been around since the first game. Got a blue snatcher. Hopefully a salmon. Nope. Full 1.5 kilo asp. Like salmon especially have been very dead out here for over a week. You know, when I was getting the crazy bite rate, it was all pike and asp. I think I got like 3 salmon, all that. Right? That was didn't stick the landing. Go. Tiny asp. Like the asp birds picked up on the blue. Are getting a decent bite rate, so that's good. One 3 kilo pike. Dried home without. Circle this a little bit longer, and then if it doesn't pick up, I'll try the other spots. So far, this area's been very hit or miss for me. It's either crazy bite rate or mostly dead. I think this is probably mostly dead day. Start working my way over to the other spots where I seem to have a lot of luck with. One last revolution. The islands. Ooh. Another little asp. Tiny for I usually see. So far, between the blue, white, and orange snatcher, it's been about equal as far as bite rate goes. Or just stick with the tricolor here. Another one on the blue now. A tiny, tiny asp. Apparently it's baby asp day. Alright, start working my way over towards the 8 and 10 meter holes that tend to give me pretty good pike bite rates. Occasionally catfish, which is always terrifying. Two things hitting on two lines at once there. Alright. Go. Everyone else in chat besides 8 playing Diablo 4 this weekend? All 3 lines have something. Stick to this area. Nice asp. Another chunky asp. 3 kilo. A little tiny pipe. Hey, spin fishing skill game though. Always appreciated. Right, it's got something as soon as it hit the water there. A little bit of fight to it too. And of course it had to be on the Adriatica. Old Faithful. Give this one a little bit of chase. Line cool off. There we go. It's for real. Can't catch a break. Sounds like I got something on one of the other lines flopping around behind me too. This is the kind of bite rate I like to have out here. Get a few of those big 5 kilo plus asp. That's easy silver. Ooh, this thing is tying up like crazy though. It's taking me for a ride. No clue what's on the end of this thing. Putting up more fight than a catfish though, so too concerned about another one of those fiascos. Almost got to the top of the water. Quit keeping my line up and be alright. I may need to consider upgrading the grease on the Adriatica as long as I still need to use it on my 3rd line. Coffee to get some energy back. Anybody have any bets on what's on this lure here? Salmon, pike, asp, or catfish? Much fight as this is given, I'm leaning towards probably a big asp. Try and chase this thing into some more shallow water, I think. Got some energy, whatever it is. It's probably a bleak. The great mighty bleak. He's going to take me on a full tour of the Volkov, apparently. Can't even catch up to it with the boat. That's right. This the power plant here is just a cover. It's actually a nuclear waste facility, and the bleak have been getting into it. So we'll go with. It's a stray halibut that found its way out here. Here's a bunch of splashes behind me. I'm guessing there's a pike or something on one of the other lines. He's going to take me right to the rock wall. Right? See how it is, fish. This thing is not wearing down a bit. Still no give on this sucker. Alright, maybe he'll like swim full speed into the wall over there and knock itself out. Speed. Now he's taking me to the docks. Seems like he's starting to run. Maybe. Wish he'd come up to the surface so I can see what it is at least. Can I make this turn? And clever fish trying to get me locked on the wall here. Ah. He's a fighter. Yeah, I am. Push off, push off. No problem. Maybe get the boat to move a little bit here. Oh crap. Oh. Let it back a little bit here. Rate just a little bit, I might be able to get it back in motion. Come on, boat, come on. My eye on my spool here, make sure he doesn't completely spool me. There you go. Come on, boat. You can do it. Come on. Ah, it's right on the corner too. Ah, crap. Can't get this thing dislodged here quickly. Might have to escape to the menu here. All right, I'm going to open the reel a little bit here. Direction that. I hate that you can't push off while you've got your hand full. Come on. Almost off of there. Well, it's like it's a unfortunate loss there. It sucks. See, that's why I prefer feeder fishing, because you can walk the lake, not get stuck in a situation like that. That really sucked. Oh well. It happens. Yeah, it had to be a salmon or zander. If it was a pike, I would have seen it jump up to the top of the water. But what sucks is that it seemed like there was probably some big fish on the other lines as well. They probably lost at least 2 decent fish, if not 3, from that. So. All right, so I'm going to start trolling back to where we hooked those. Those of you that are not subscribers, we've got a bit of an ad break coming up in the next 25 seconds here, but we will see you fishing and be here when you get back. Looks like there may already be something on Orange Snatcher. The pike there. These boats just have such a terrible turn radius that you get caught in those situations and just not be able to get out of it. Ugh. And they've got the 2 different category boats. I'd love to see like the more expensive ones. The category A's have like a omnidirectional trolling, make up for the cost. That would be excellent improvement. All right, so I'm gonna go back to this little spot and see how it does. Now, usually when it's raining, this check mark area is really good. Hopefully we can land another decent sized one that we can actually bring in, though. Always has to be on my weakest reel, the big stuff. It's every time. Here. Almost 2 kilo pike. Right up in this area, I think, is where all 3 lines hit at once, including whatever fish bested us. I'm thinking it was probably a huge Xander because as long as we fought that, I would have imagined the salmon would have broke the top of the water at least once. Little tiny Xander. Yep. We'll never know. Seems like the white snatcher is a really good bite rate right now. Tiny perch. See if we can't have some better luck over there in that section. If not, I'll head towards the check mark, since usually when it's raining out here, I get an insane amount of pike over there. Adriatica didn't take a bunch of wear and tear from that last fish. A little tiny pike. Please come out here with well, those big asp though. They're worth like 40 silver apiece. At just under 1,600 silver right now. I'm hoping to end the night at least 1,800 silver, a little bit closer to HSV. I'm going to go down through here and through the little strait there into the check mark. Southeastern holes. Almost 2 kilo pike. on the blue snatcher. Little tiny asp. Oh, got something on here already. Little pike. Yeah, it seems like whenever it's raining out here in Volkov, pike are very happy to snatch onto the lures. Little straightaway, which I've never really had luck getting anything hitting on this straightaway, but it seems like it'd be a place that would have a good bite rate. On the line as well. The perch. Ooh, so this might be something halfway decent. There's a almost just under 5 kilo Ladoga salmon. That'll be worth a decent bit of there. Now we got a salmon out of here. On the blue line again. One kilo pike. White snatcher now. Another 1 kilo pike. All right, out to the check mark. Right away again. Wee bitty pike. This is what this is the kind of bite rate I expect on when it's raining out here. Pike left and right. After we just get that kind of bite rate with salmon, good shape. Hey Hiko, how you been? It's going well. We got bested by a fish out here earlier. Had something huge on the Adriatica, and it took us from around here up to the corner of the stone wall, and the boat got caught on the wall. Had to force quit out, unfortunately. But bite rate's been pretty good. Lots of pike, and got a few pretty good sized zander out here. Been chatting with 8 about the Diablo 4's release and just relaxing out here on Volkov. Started out at Bear Lake again and still just not having much luck out there. So A thinks it might have been a salmon. It was not fighting like a catfish. It wasn't dead weight. It was running me like crazy. So I'm thinking it was either a salmon or a huge Xander because it never got to the top of the water, and we were fighting it for probably about 15 minutes. Uh, it's unfortunate to have to let it go, but getting caught on that corner, I tried to get off of that ledge as any way I could, but just couldn't do it. A little pike. I'm not ruling out the bleak. It was smart enough to bring me into the corner of a wall, so I think it was just a big bleak. If it hit one of the other lines, probably would have been fine, but the big fish, they always have to go for the Adriatica. They have to bully my weakest reel. The mighty river mussel. Although, funny enough, those river mussels, when they first hit, they just run with the line like halfway down the river. Funniest thing. Alright, so hopefully I have had luck down here in these holes with salmon when it's raining, so I'm hoping to have that kind of luck right now. You fishing anywhere today, Hiko, or are you playing some Diablo 4 action? Freaking Belmore been so much. I don't even know why it's bending here. I'm in an 8-foot deep hole. That thing should be dragging the bottom. Oh, printers. They're the worst. Back in the day, I had entertained the idea of becoming an IT specialist. And I got so fed up with dealing with printers that I decided that was not the line of work for me. And it'll be working fine. Then one day it's like, I'm just not going to work today. No reason. Oof. It's probably forgotten how to be a printer in that time. The 8-meter hole down here is pretty much dead right now. See about the 10-meter hole. Yeah, I imagine cleaning one that hasn't been used in that much time is in the butt. I try to find a reason to print something on mine at least once every couple months to keep the toner active. You can do a little make believe and pretend that fighting that printer is fighting a giant catfish. Oh, nice. Is it a laser printer? Okay, very cool. Something on the white snatcher line. I want to try my hand at thermal printers one of these days for doing, like shipping labels and stuff. That's a decent sized pipe there, almost 3 kilo. All right, see if the 10-meter hole does any better. I feel like Volkov, you just really have to troll the entire body of water to find where stuff is hitting, because from hour to hour it seems complete change. I'm surprised they haven't added equipable clothing and stuff to the game to help with like lower temperatures and rain and things like that. It seems like that would be a new way for a silver sink or a gold sink where you use, warmer clothing or cooler clothing for hot days. Still. I've actually got a 3D printer. It was top of the line when I got it, but it's years old now. You know, spin fishing game. I one of those things where I used it a lot early on, and then I kind of went to the wayside. Wouldn't mind a resin printer. 3D printing though, get some of those finer detail prints without dealing with pools of line and all that. Got something on here. Another chub. So I should have actually it's already been delivered. I was expecting one of the last two pieces of equipment I need for my it is I need to so I can get that in a bit here. Last two pieces of equipment I need to get the live cam set up. The other piece is supposed to be here Sunday, so I should be able to start incorporating live cam into the streams Monday probably, if not Sunday, depending on what time the stuff is delivered Sunday. Alright, so this is on the Titan reel here. Hopefully this isn't another giant catfish. Will we see a repeat of last Friday night? Someone's got the weekly record bleak coming up in chat here. East of a fish. Well, this... no, I don't think this is a catfish. Catfish usually has a bob to the fight bar, so... I don't know what this is. Might be a big salmon or big zander, possibly. It's just deciding to just go off of the map out there, apparently. It might be a catfish. I mean, it's not moving very quick. It's in a very awkward place, though. Can't really chase it because of the invisible wall there. I'm having some terrible luck with fish positioning tonight. Hey gamer, how's it going? Fighting a fish that's intent on me running into invisible walls with the boat right now. Nope. It's it might be another catfish. Had a fish earlier that was huge, whatever it was fighting on the Adriatica for about 15 minutes, and it led me into the corner of the stone wall. Well, they can run out of the border. Don't think I'm gonna have to have another fish best me out here tonight. Rotten luck. Doesn't seem like there's any way. Well, the Adriatic has been pretty good for pike and asp. I think I just got a big salmon or something on there probably, but this may be a second fish I got to give up on tonight. Have the radius to turn that direction. If I can wear it out possibly and get it turned around, I might have a way out of this. So does the is the invisible barrier out towards those buoys or is it on the stone pillars? I want to get so close I can't turn around. Oh, there's not an invisible barrier? Okay. This direction and see what happens. Oh, I'm actually getting some, actually pulling it in now. Oh, oh, son of a... All right, well, there goes that one. And a little perch as a consolation prize. Awesome. Oh, back to the tackle shop. Oof, fully spooled on that much line. That's rough. Time to buy a replacement lure. That was the white snatcher. I'm just having some terrible luck out here tonight with fish going to really awkward places to fight. It was running towards me, so I had the friction brake up a little bit because it was doing just fine. And apparently it just immediately changed direction and snapped the line. Alrighty, gamer, we'll be here. That's two fish that have bested me out here tonight. What rotten luck. I'm gonna call it the Friday night luck. I think I need to just swear off Volkov on Friday nights because it seems like it's cursed for me. As far as it might have been quicker just to go to the menu and log back in. I do wish that the legacy boats would get the update like the Norwegian Sea boat has, where you can have it in full engine speed and not have to put it in so you can go to the menu and everything. Let it keep going in the forward direction. Yep, hopefully the Xander I caught are worth a good bit, or I'm already having to replace that lure. I'll be at a loss so far for the day. Terrible. I think those lures are like at least 45 silver. Exactly how much they are. Maybe I'll get lucky and there's a decent Xander order at the cafe I can turn in as well. Here we go. All right. Check the first. Nimba. Never even caught one of those. Like some sort of art type species. Nope, don't work here. Fresh white snatcher. I think I had upgraded hooks on that thing as well. Well, let's see. Leader. Oh man, gotta buy a leader too. All right. Let's see. How much is a 23 kilo? Steel leader, I guess. Do for now. All right, back out on the water. We've been bested by 2 fish so far tonight. Rough. All right. Here's to hoping for better luck this time. I guess we'll get back down towards that 10-meter hole and not get too close to the train, so that way if something gets on there I can get between it and the border. So hopefully this fish down here will at least get me like 60 silver to make up for the trip and the lure, so I'm not net negative for the day. Dragging the bottom on these poor lines full way. All right, getting into the check mark here. So got some good luck in that area. Doesn't seem like many people are fishing out on the Norwegian Sea right now. At least I haven't seen very many species come up in the in-game chat. Trophies and records out there. Put along here. Someone caught a 5.4 kilo salmon just now. Ah, very nice, very nice. At least it didn't run you into a wall of any sort. Snatcher 03, that's the blue. I got the blue, white, and orange out in the water. So far, both of the fish that, well, the orange was the first fish that beat me, and then there's an orange one. That's what I've got out here right now. And the white snatcher is what beat me down there at the bridge. Blue snatcher's been decent bite rate, but small fish so far today. Almost wonder if I'm going to get to the point where I need to buy the multi-tool before I get the HSV so I can replace my lost loops. Oh, nighttime Volkov trolling. So exciting. The blues, every now and then, I'll have good luck with them catching aspen pike. Generally, the white and the orange are more successful for me. At some point, I want to get 3 of each of them, so that way, whichever one is doing the best, I can just put all 3 lines of that out. Alright, here's hoping the 10-meter hole picks up. Hey, look, what we need is another server restart, because since the last update, everything's just been kind of slow. Other than really like the carp spot on Bear Lake, if you have the enough skill for the higher level rigs and stuff that they're hitting on. Seems like nothing is profitable right now. It's so spotty. I mean, the that stream the other night when I was out here, day 1 in game, I made like 400 silver. Then day 2 in game, I made like 30. it's just so, it seems so random day to day. And then Quarry just seems to balance between basically all Vindus or all like 1 kilo lake trout. Haven't been able to find the good fish lately. At least with Volkov, spend enough time out here, you'll get like 2 decent fish that pretty much make up for the time. But you get these dry spells like this where you go 5, 10 minutes without a bite. There's a part of me that wants to hold off on the HSV even further and put together a couple Bolognese rods to go do some float fishing on Persky Donets. But I know that if I do, I'm just going to keep finding reasons to put off the HSV. Dragonfly one on Quarry. Yeah, Quarry, like, what I do like about Quarry is that pretty much no matter what, the bite rate is always good. It's just the quality of the fish is body. Some days it's really good, and some days you're just pulling in little babies. We got on here chub. Yep, almost a kilo chub. Nice. Yeah, usually I've tried where one lure I've actually found in Quarry that's been very reliable for me is the blue snowflake Christmas fly. That one, or spinner, that one works really well. Or that I sort of rotate a lot. Yeah, I think the Dragon Bell is one of the lures you get with the starter tackle, because I know I've got one. I don't think I ever purchased it. Alright, made it all the way through the 10-meter hole without any hits other than that little yeah, I actually picked up a couple of the snowflake lures at the tail end of the fair, but lost all but one of them to hike at some point. The blue snowflake lure, it doesn't tend to catch especially large fish, but it has a really good bite rate on like just size fish, which is pretty useful. I usually keep it on my my in hand line out there. Alright, so this spot's not doing any good. I'll try back up in the hole between the islands again. Guess we'll take an alternative route, go up through the west side of the map, see if anything's hitting over there. Now these are the times where people hate feeder fishing because it can be boring because you're just kind of waiting around at times, but at the same time you get days like this on trolling. At least feeder fishing, you can scoop up bait or something while you do it, and you don't have to keep repositioning yourself. Quality of life update that I think would go a long way on here is if they added a template for your rod and reel setup, so that if you, for example, you don't have enough reels to put on everything, you can just sort of save setups so to quickly swap between two different, like from feeder fishing to trolling without having to sit there and manually take all the reels and everything off one rod and put them on the other. So you got that Belaya luck. My luck at Belaya, it's just miserable. I don't know what it is. Belaya just hates me. Yes, I would love to see a template feature like that gamer, because it like nighttime here especially, I would love to, like, as soon as the sun sets, just hop on one of the islands and bottom fish. But by the time I've taken all of my reels and line off of the spinner rods and put them onto the feeder rods, half the night's already passed. It'd be a really good way to help some of the struggles of lower level players that just are still trying to get enough reels for even just one full lineup of setups. Yeah, that's a good point, Hiko. I have found that, like, if I'm throwing my larger anything on my larger reels out there, I don't do any good. But if I throw my little Corona S60 out there, I can usually catch a few things. It's just compared to what I make with trolling, it's more fun, I think, because I'm actually having to fight because I'm on the ultralight setup. But right now, with really trying to get that third good reel, just nothing that beats trolling, fortunately. Yeah, because Belaya is like really dependent on those lighter lures, so you got to have ultralight tackle that can actually cast those far. Right now I am at 1529. I was closer to 1600, but I had to place that lure, so lure and here set me back a little bit. I got something on here. Yeah, after I get my HSV, the multi-tool is my next purchase. I got a decent chunky Xander again, 1.3 kilo. And then after I've got the multi-tool, I want to get some Bolognese rods set up so I can try some float fishing on the Donitz River. I haven't seen the train go by today. I don't know if there's like a specific time of in-game day that it does that, or what the case. Lure crafting, I feel like, is what I'm probably going to do for lure crafting is, once I'm a higher level and I'm getting ready to do a skill point reset, I'll probably just dump some skill points into it and just go ham for just save all of my silver up and just go through lures crafting with happy hours. And then once I get it all the way up, I'll probably go respec back and do what I got to do from there. Yeah, multi-tool is the leader crafting is what I'm getting it for. Since I unfortunately lose a lot of leaders. Which, on that note, gamer, for leader crafting, when you buy like the leader materials, how many crafts of a leader type can you get out of one purchase of the material? So it seemed fairly pricey, so I don't know, like, something where you buy one material for, okay, it takes one, and on how much do those usually give, I guess, so that's what's 100, okay, so that's not bad then. Bad at all. I was worried to be like, oh, I'm paying like 80 silver for like 3 liters. That's probably, it's 100 liters. Absolutely. Pays for itself then. Which actually, that's another thing I need to probably work on next week is get my ground bait crafting up. Let's see where I'm at right now. 44.6. 50% gives me corn flour and hemp seed, which are good, but I think 60% is probably what I need to get to for ground bait to start getting some of the ground bait bass. Yeah, plus I didn't realize that the that red camo leader that you use can only be attained with crafting. That's definitely another huge reason I want to work towards it. Okay, so some of those rare ones you don't get as many crafts for, but still, I mean, if it's the only way to get it, I guess is what it is. Okay, so slowly working my way up through here. I wish you could go through this bridge on the boat, go up around and that way to the islands. But I do sometimes have some luck going through this area with some Xanders and such. Get a few things on the way. Is there like a specific spot? Because when I tried to go through there once before, like it looked completely clear, but I was hitting like an invisible wall trying to go through that bridge. Try again. Oh, got something on the on this one too. Oh, lost it. Specific one to go. Okay, so I'll head that way and learn where that secret spot is. Yeah. Another small Xander. The extra deep hole here. Oh, got something on here. Little baby pike. That part is, once I get that HSV, I also at some point need to get a feeder rod that can handle it, which set me back like another 600 silver. Alrighty, gamer. Yeah, the Fortuna can handle it, but I've got if I use the Fortuna I have, then I need something to replace it for the Titans. So I'll need another one for that. Professional wood carving knife. Make those fancy balsa lures. Something tiny on here. Oh, itty bitty perch. Decent bite rate out here. Yeah, there's a decent pike. At 2.2 kilo. All that silver. See, if you could just get like one good Norwegian sea fish, you could just about cover that. I've seen some of those fish out there where a single fish sells for like 900 silver. Granted, those are the fish that take like 2 hours to fight. They're pretty nice. So, sort of close to the bridge, so way to turn around and face the bridge to see if I can find the spot I need to get through. So the problem with the taking the rental trips out to the sea though is that your rental gear kind of locks you into only going after the smaller, not smaller, but the less profitable fish. Because my trips out there tend to get, like, I mean, for only needing 1,400 silver, it's about exactly right. But around 13 to 1,400 silver is what I've gotten each of my 2 trips out there. Because you can't really go after like the big halibut or squid or anything like that. Especially with the like, squid and stuff, I think you hire your rigs to even catch. Like the rattling rigs is one of them that's pretty necessary for that. 70% marine fishing, so. Go. Little tiny chub. Alright, so I had to guess where I can go through. Either over there in the, oh no, that's an embankment, so. Dude, if I could catch one nice Ladoga right now, I'd be happy. This whole time I've got one Ladoga. Not even quite 5 kilo. Now, if I was getting the luck I had the other day with the where I was getting several of those 5 kilo asp and like 7+ kilo pike, that was a really, really good day. That was almost 500 silver for that hour and a half. All right, this spot here looks like it's the widest opening. So try there, see what happens. Can I make it through? Nope, invisible wall. Okay. Guess we'll just go down the line and try each one. Left more? All right. This one right here? Okay. Oh. Almost through. Yeah, can't make it. First one I tried? Huh. Maybe I just had a bad angle when I was going through. In. Ah, very good, very good. Looks like I got a fish one too. Got to turn trolling mode on, that's alright. A little pike. Almost 2 kilo. Whoops. I caught a bridge, guys. We're good. All right, back on the water. Here we go. Yeah, the first time I threw it, I was trying a bunch of random spots and kept getting stopped. Like, so I had to go all the way around. So that's a good little shortcut to know. Appreciate that, gamer. I'm guessing that's up there is like where you can buy the secret moonshine. Oh, it's a normal shop? Huh. Interesting. I'm out in the middle of nowhere. All right, getting into the hole here. Moonshine is on AB8. Okay, so it's like down here in this section. Those crafty distillers. All right, so here's to hoping that the island spot's active right now. think this is where the other day when I had a really active asp bite rate right through two, so looking for a repeat of that. Of course, right now I'll take a little bit of anything over dead lines. Fish. Sadly, the two fish that I've lost were probably worth like 50, 60 silver at least between the two of them. Go. Get some bite rate now. What we got on the white snatcher? That's what it looks like. Really use some salmon right about now. White snatcher again. Before I switch over to that, those of you not subscribed, in about 30 seconds here, going to have a short ad break. But we will be here for when you return. That's a good point. If I hold the Adriatica, then I can't. This is my weakest one. That is one I guess I should probably use the holder for. Safer that way. I will do that. But you know, my Adriatica reel is also the only one that ever seems to get anything big on it. Of course, Adriatica's already got something on it. What you got on there, old Adriatica? Good. Yeah, 1 kilo pike. Not the worst thing in the world. Blue snatcher is not hitting much of anything. Come on, Adriatica, give me a break. I swear, there's something lucky about the Adriatica. Got a hidden luck stat. No other explanation for it. Little tiny pike. Hey, a spin fishing game. Always appreciate those. Where have you been fishing today, gamer? Ooh, what do we got here? Something giving the Titan a little bit of a fight. Ah, your old archipelago stomping grounds. Been pretty active. Oh no. Why? Why, Adriatica? Why? Ooh, here we go. Like an Atlantic salmon? Yeah, well, 4.3 kilo Atlantic. Been a while since I've got an Atlantic salmon out here. All right, Adriatica, do your thing. How's the bite rate been for you out at the archipelago, though? Not great. The quick money is in the bleak. Those guys. Got something on the other line as well. Flashing around back there. I have to do a boat by netting. Come on, get up here. Hey, another Atlantic, almost 5 kilo. This seems like a good spot for the Atlantics right now. Ooh, that's an expensive rod there, gamer. And a little pike. You're letting me down here, Alpha. Two Atlantic salmon in a row, though, I will definitely take that. That's help to make up for having to pay for a lure replacement. Coffee. Goodness. Orange and white snatchers, that's where the money's at right now. Oh. Longfish, whatever it was. On out of there, whatever you are. Putting up just enough fight to stay under the water. That doesn't help when my energy's so low, but here. A lot of coffee. Water. One thing I've been thinking about lately, does anyone know if there's any like really good haptic feedback rod and reel simulator controllers? I feel like there's definitely a market for it, if not. Ooh, I think this is a giant pike, actually. Dang it, Adriatica's got something big on it now. Come on, pike. Get up on the boat here. Yeah, I agree, Higo. Like, if there's not one already existing, I feel like I need to reach out to some of the haptic feedback controller makers and suggest it. Ooh, 8.542 kilo pike. That's going to be worth at least 40 silver. Man, where they're at with the steering wheels for simulator rigs is crazy. How much accurate feedback those give. Same with like the pedals. Okay, so they have some like made some for like specific fishing games out there. I'd love to see it for ones like this and some of the popular simulators that could be incorporated that you could just really get that feeling with like the real lock and stuff like that. Really cool. I'll check that link out here. Let me get fishing here. I'll save that link for a little bit. Back to my clipboard. All right, now I've got that saved here. I love seeing those people that put thousands of dollars into their car sim rigs where they've got the full hydraulic system for body roll and stuff like that. It's crazy. Granted, they do reach a point where in some of those rigs where they spend like $40,000 on the rig. I'm like, okay, at that point, just buy you like an old Miata, fix it up, and take it to the track. Be cheaper. Now that I'm in the straightaway here, I'm going to pull that link up. Okay. But see, I feel like that one it's probably got a little bit of feedback to it, but nothing to where like it's just like for the real lock, for example, where it just has some built-in turbo locks and stuff like that, to where you can really feel the fight of the fish. Little tiny asp there. Still pretty cool though. Something like that kind of controller is what I'd love to see with a oh yeah, flight simulators especially. But the one thing that is neat about those really expensive flight simulators is that they have some of the rigs for them have certifications on them to where you can apply them to a certain percentage of your required hours to get a pilot's license. And in some cases, it can actually save you money getting, because I think you can get some that are like $400 that can save you like a couple grand in flight out training hours, which is really cool. Yeah, that is true, gamer. That you can get like an old Cessna or something like that for that price. Or heck, for that matter, you can buy a little ultralight plane, not even have to get a pilot's license to fly it around. You can get those for around 8 to 10,000. A little tiny pike and another spin fishing game. Slowly creeping up to 60%, which is I think topwater baits. Which do topwater baits work well for trolling? I would think they would. Fly, tungsten, and Yama mostly. Okay, so I guess they're not quite made for trolling. I would think they would be good in quarry because trout like topwater so much. But makes sense. You got something on the blue line again. Almost halfway through level 23. Let's see. A little 1.2 kilo asp. What you got on here, Adriatica? Making a lot of noise, but I don't think it's a very big fish. Yep, 1.3 kilo asp. Some more of those Atlantic salmon to bite again. Really? It's Adriatica. Okay, so the false alarm there. Not much in the way of Ladoga salmon, though. Oh, still just a one, right? One Ladoga and two Atlantic. That pike was 8.542. I wonder if that's bigger than the one I caught earlier in the week that was my best. Let's see. Pike. Nope. Just a little shy. The other one was bigger. Weird is this evening time between these two islands is find is like feast or famine. So, on good nights, it's just fish after fish after fish, but then nights like this, fish at all. Never any in between. First nighttime, I'm gonna start heading back towards the docks and see, start getting the fish turned in and see, what sort of profit I made. First hour, I don't think I made much, but those salmon and that one pike are probably going to make up for a higher trip. Imagine, assuming there's no cafe orders, which I don't think I do have any that will qualify. It's probably about 200 silver. Does anyone know what this line here is on the map? It's got like a little marker on it. I don't figure out what that's supposed to signify. Oh, it's a ferry trot line? Okay. Okay, I see the little dock on that side. Okay, so I guess if you wanted to like go to the camp and do some like bottom fishing, you can do that without having to do a boat rental. That's pretty cool. On the blue snatcher here. Certainly the lowest performing lure of the night. A little asp. Depending on how profitable this turn-in is, I may go ahead and purchase a second white and a second orange so I can target a little better based on what's actually successful at getting bites. See. Surrey River is what I unlock next, which probably not ready for. It's going to need some heavy duty equipment, but eventually I'll get to try the Donitz River with some good boat setups. If we get any more hits between here and the dock. Hopefully not another monster catfish. Still can't get over how long it took to get that catfish. Where the last half of that fight was just trying to position it somewhere where I could actually lift it up high enough out of the water. Something on orange snatcher now. Whatever it is. 105-gram pike. That is pathetic. All right, come on, salmon, give me a nice salmon surprise on the way to the docks here. Perch, you are not a salmon. A disappointment. What's there? Let's see, how many perch do I have? 5. I think there was an order for 6 perch, but I don't remember the size. I think it's probably only for like 12 silver anyway, so I'm not going to bother trying to get another perch for that. Oh, still got something. Blue snatcher there. Another little tiny pike. Ugh. A pitiful fish here. Alright, can we get anything? It's the last little stretch between here and the docks. Oof, that's rough, Eco. Well, you know, before you go to Belaya, whenever I have to travel anyways, I do like to stop into Winding to see if there's a bleak or a mussel ore, because I can fill those in like 5 minutes next to the cafe. Usually a nice, easy, like 20 silver. We got here. Looks like another big Xander. 2 kilos Xander. Not bad. Already traveled. The wine wiggle of this, like, that cafe is so useful because it's right next to a spot where there's like bleak, gudgeon, mussel, rough, all that is like right there next to the cafe. Just makes it so easy. Plus the free food is right there. Like a nice easy way to start the day and just get some travel money basically. All right, go ahead and start reeling these in. A gudgeon order. Also, my favorite fish model so far is there at Winding the Mace. I think the model they have for that fish is really nice. All right, so let's see. Do we have any cafe orders that can? Nope. One pike of the two that was needed for that. So nothing I can fill there. All right, before I turn these in, I want to take some bets. See who's got the best guess as far as how much silver we've got in this. I'm going to guess 210 silver. 225 from Hiko. Anyone else want to put any guesses in here? Most of it, I think, is going to come from basically these last 6. 197 from Gamer. All right, let's see who's got the prices. What right winnings? Ooh, we all underestimated 296. That's not bad. Not bad at all. Let's see. So I wonder. Go down here, and yeah, that pike was worth almost 50 silver. The Ladoga's almost 30. That Xander's almost 30. We've got quite a few over 20 each, so. If our smaller species give us anything good? Really, so. Most of our money was. Almost all of it was from this bottom little chunk. 203 of the 296. That's the one thing I do like about Volkov is if you go out here for like at least an hour and a half, you're bound to catch like 2 or 3 fish that kind of make the whole trip worth it. So it's not. It's one of those ones where you get your payout over time versus like Quarry is kind of just a very standard about 200 silver per hour. I feel like here you can get those spikes where you get just a couple fish that just take it from nothing to like 300 silver for the hour. Not too bad at all. That puts us at close to 2,000. I'm really tempted. Okay, the orange snatcher is sometimes effective for me, sometimes not, but the white snatcher is pretty much always effective. So I'm going to go ahead and treat myself to a second white snatcher. I do wonder if any of these others would be good, though. Let me just take a look at the records here. And look at some of the fish I don't regularly catch as well. There's just those chubs. I really like the blues, but I don't catch very many of them. Nope. Hide. The blue or orange. Yellow there. That's interesting. Like pink lures might be good for targeting large perch here. Vendus like pinkish ones, it looks like. I wonder, is there one of these snatchers that's got kind of a pinkish hue to it? Not really. I guess I'll treat myself to another white snatcher then, so that way when it's doing well I can have 2 of those out. I've got 2 blues, so I can have 2 blues. The orange can kind of be the odd lure out. Still puts me about 1,100 silver away from the HSV. Slowly getting there. Did have the setback of having to buy a replacement lure in here today. All in Day's work not too shabby, I'd say. Yeah, 2850, and I'm at so okay. So I guess I'm like just under 1100 away. Slowly getting there. And I also, just while I'm thinking about it, I'm gonna look at some of the other wobblers here. See, that's a 60 centimeter depth. Good. Wonder if there's one of these other lures besides the snatcher that would be worth investing in here, but it doesn't seem like it. If anything, I've got got a couple handmade minnows. This pink balsa, which I might try it next time, see what I can catch. Put it on the third line instead of the blue snatcher, I guess. I've got these hunters, which seems like there was some stuff out here that bite on those as well. Might try some of those next. But I think this is where I will wrap up tonight's stream. Overall, not too shabby. Bear Lake didn't do too much for me. Got 16 silver out of about 20 minutes there, but not too shabby out here on Volkov. Had 2 fish best me, which is a sad time. I'll be sure to put a highlight of both of those up, so revel in my misery on those. But I guess I will catch everyone on the next time, and hopefully maybe Sunday night. If not, for sure by Monday, I'll be able to start incorporating the live camera, and I can update my overlays to be a full screen again and fit everything down with the artwork. But everyone have a good weekend otherwise, and have some good fishing and tight lines. Thanks for coming out.